Well, here we are. Be the 12th day, September 2020 at about 1 o'clock. It started raining Tuesday, and here's what we were rewarded with for Sept. That's right on the 4-inch mark. 4 inches of rain since, well, Labor Day, which would have been the 7th. I think it started raining Labor Day night, so there you go. It's 5 full days of rain. 4 inches, almost an inch a day. 4 inches. That came in a timely spot for the food plots. That's one thing glad I replanted some of those. It's really fortunate to get that kind of rain, and it came down pretty slow too. A perfect rain. So, like I always said, rain will make grain. At the 12th day of September 2020. Couldn't ask any better timing than that. Well, we got a little water in the creek. That's the first water that's been in that creek for a month. I'll tell you how dry it was. Hardly any water after 4 inches. It didn't flow to the Missouri crossing very fast. It was a good rain. But like I say, you don't see any grass been over or anything like that along the creek bank, because it didn't come down that fast. It just came down probably about a ½ inch a day, and that was the kind of rain you wanted. Clover really got going. It'll really take off now. We haven't mowed this for quite a while because of the severe heat and dryness. So if it takes off, we might get it mowed one time before fall. If not, we'll just leave it grow. Well, here's we worked on this 2 weeks ago, and it's got plenty of moisture now. That sun's supposed to come out, get in the 80s. I see the oats are coming up, but I didn't expect it to germinate because it was dry for a week after we planted it. But I got marginable rains. But now, we definitely got the rain now. And you can see where we left this stuff. It really, that's pure traction that you're looking at there. And that's really coming on strong, which that's a good deal because we didn't take it out. And you can see the new oats. Now they ought to really take off now. And, so our pure traction did all right in the spots that we left it. But the other spots were completely decimated by forage of the turkey and whatever. So it wasn't worth. But now, with that new seed in there that we got, that ought to really, it's got enough moisture, and the sun's going to be out now for a week. Perfect growing weather. And look forward to this next time you see this. It should be all greened in, but you can see where the pure traction did take. But this was back, like I said, this is where it held moisture at because it was shaded up and it didn't dry out as fast as out there in the middle. So I was rewarded by just hard. It's a hard call to call, but by leaving this in here, but I'm glad I did because it's doing pretty darn good. So, and it's only going to do better now. Like I want to make this is the 12th of September 2020. So we'll come back in a week or two and see what our efforts, what the return on was. So they should really take off. Here's a good example. That was just a 4-inch steady rain. If it hadn't have been, it would have washed those logs right out of this creek area. It was a perfect rain. Very little erosion took place. and couldn't ask for better. Nice thing about planting on these flat, low grounds, there's absolutely no erosion that took place on this field. Rain come down 4 inches and there's no erosion marks whatsoever, where you see a bunch of trails, troughs cut and whatever. It was the perfect amount of rain. And like I said, when you got your low ground like this that holds moisture, it just, no, as loose as that dirt was, you seen it was dust 2 weeks ago. And if this would have been on a hill or something like that, naturally you wouldn't want to done that because heavy tillage, because it would just blasted it out of there. Absolutely, looks like there would have been a little mud puddle up here where it's held some water. But that's how dry this dirt was, and it absorbed all of it. All that moisture went into the topsoil. It didn't just splash off. So we'll come back in a couple weeks and take a look and see what we got. Now finally, oh, there's that groundhog out there. They got an open season on him. And he may become my next trophy. Yeah, you see that basket in the back. Everyone that has a food plot, especially a perennial, should have one of those. That way you can come down. There he's standing up there. Yeah, I know where his hole is too. I'll show you. We're going to walk right to him, and I'll bet you $5 he runs into that hole. I know where Mr. Groundhog lives, and he thinks they got an open season on him. Let's see if he runs. I can show you where his den is. He's pretty brazen. He's still sitting there. I just want to see how close I can actually get to this guy. Sorry about the camera work. There's a 10-yard shot right there. Yeah. He better go take an insurance policy out. Of course, I'll probably never see him again with my bow in my hand. There he goes. I think that hole is right there. I'll bet you $5 you'll see him go down in that hole. Look at that new hen of the woods mushrooms. Oh yeah. Anyway, there's Mr. Groundhog's hole. We got within 10 yards of him. Well, might have something new to hunt. Doesn't look like it needs a whole lot of camouflage. There was a den right there. Well, I guess having a camera along was, and it looks like he's been traversing in and out of there too, the way he's got that path beat down. Maybe back tomorrow morning. Walk in and sit down, or tomorrow evening. Just see what materializes. Right here was where we had our Christmas tree blind. Back in 2018, on the 13th of October, there was one of our Christmas trees. You can see the vine stuff grew in there. That's pretty cool. And, a lot of elm trees and stuff die off recently. Used to have a stand in that tree. Now it's dead. And the walnut trees, I don't see any walnuts. And this usually is loaded with walnuts down in there. Different year. See how many deer tracks are on this trail. Because these would be relevantly fresh. Fresh mud. Yeah, there's been a few going up and down there. Yeah. On top where we did some reseeding. And once again, you can see the color patcher tracks that came through here. So we got ideal rain, but there's a lot of deer tracks in there too that are probably going in that cornfield. But no erosion tracks. That's the good thing. It didn't run off, and now it's powder dry dirt. So it's set to go now. And nothing germinated up here on top yet either. But I see the oats are starting to come up somewhat. But now that we got the moisture, this is what we're either going to have. We'll know. Today's the 12th day of September. And we got about 3 weeks before the season. And I've never had these results before, but I guess I'm honest enough to share them with you. Now this can turn bright green in the next 3 weeks. The seed's there, the moisture's there. Now it's all up to Mother Nature, sunlight, and warm temperatures, which are supposed to be ideal for growing. So all we can do is sit back, and next time you see this, you'll see what it turned into. Well, the hickory nuts have really been hammered. The squirrels must really be battening up. We're going to see if we can get that groundhog. Burrows right there in that tree right there. We seen him yesterday. And groundhog season is open all year round. So let's see what happens. Sit for a couple hours. Squirrel comes by, we'll take it, because squirrel and rabbit season both are open.